Hi friends! Keeping with the theme of this video being titled Lying on Social Media, let me tell you where I'm at today. I was really excited about doing this particular video. This is one of the ones that I've wanted to do since I first came up with the idea of doing the mental health chat series. So I was really jazzed for this and knew I was going to film it today, and I woke up and I looked in the mirror and I've got this like giant patch of red dry skin under my eye. Because apparently that's what getting older means, is that you just wake up in the morning and examine your body and say, what weird thing are you doing today? Isn't that neat? So as a result, I don't want to make it worse, so I really didn't wear very much makeup today, and I was wearing my glasses, and I was just gonna wear my glasses for this video, but it just looks like two beacons of lasers if I try and wear them like with these lights. So I'm like a little blind, not majorly, but you know, I'm making it work. And normally if I'm putting out a YouTube video, even if I haven't like done my hair or done my makeup really that day, I will still kind of do it up at least to some degree for filming a video. But I'm like, you know what? Not today. Not today. So here we are. You're probably wondering what I mean when I talk about lying on social media, and I am not talking about MTV's catfish of people making fake profiles and like completely pretending to be other people on their social media accounts. Like, that's not what we're talking about. What I want to talk about is kind of what people put out as their public persona and what people put on Facebook and Instagram versus what's going on behind the scenes. I kind of equate social media as being perpetually stuck in like your first or second date with somebody. So it's like you don't go on a first date and introduce yourself and say, "Hi, I'm Beth. Let me tell you about all of the ways in which I'm a shit show." And you're not doing that to intentionally be deceptive. It's just usually good to save like all of your skeletons in your closet for like at least the fourth date. No, but I think it's because we want to put our best foot forward, because we want people to see the good things about us, so that way maybe it doesn't seem as severe when they see kind of the negative things about us. I want to make sure people know all of my good qualities before they see some of my garbage qualities. But when you follow somebody on social media, typically what you're seeing is a very like specific image of what they want to put out there, and like probably not a lot of the stuff that's going on with them behind the lens. So how does that relate to mental health? I think it probably makes people more skeptical of people when they do share that they're going through a hard time, because all they've seen of that person up until then has been like perfect positive things. I think this happens a lot with celebrities and people in the public eye. So for example, several YouTubers recently, Grace Helbig and most recently Lily Singh, have announced that they're taking a step back from YouTube. They're taking a break from making videos. And I know that I'm guilty of when someone like that makes that kind of announcement and even, you know, says that they need to like take a break from mental health, and I'm somebody that like completely advocates for self-care. But there's always a part of me that's like, how could you need this? You have everything that I'm trying to accomplish, like you've already accomplished. How is that not enough? You almost get angry at them for feeling like they don't necessarily appreciate the success that they've had. And then sometimes in a lot of cases, people that I follow on Instagram, for example, like bookstagram people or booktubers or you know, YouTubers and musicians and things, like they have these beautiful, like beautifully curated Instagram feeds, and everything's the same filter and they're all so beautiful, and you look at that, and if they express that they're feeling any kind of like pain or whatever, it's so inconsistent with what they've presented to the world that it almost makes it less believable, which is not right. I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just saying that's like the first gut reaction, at least for me sometimes, where, you know, you go through and like somebody seems to have it all and then they say, you know, I'm just having like a really hard day or whatever, and you're just like, what is there to be unhappy about? I have a theory that some of the people that are the most successful are some of the ones that struggle with like mental health the most, because if you think about it, those are the people that in a lot of cases they think that if they can just get to that next level, if they can just achieve that next thing, then maybe that'll finally like make them feel fulfilled and make them happy. But like they get to that and it doesn't, so it's like, okay, what this next thing, and then they just get so burned out And even though they like have everything that they've worked towards and everything they've wanted, it still hasn't like filled that void that they need to be happy. I know one of the things that Lily Singh was saying is that, you know, she hasn't been totally happy with her content lately. You seem to act like you're super into it in all of your videos, so is that fake? And I don't think that it needs to be misinterpreted as being fake. I think it's just people pushing through and trying to overcome their like self-doubt and their exhaustion. I will have weeks where like I procrastinate making a video and it's like it comes down to the last day and I'm like, God, I just don't feel like it. I just don't want to. But I know that I'm gonna like feel like shit if I don't, so I push myself to do it anyway. And it doesn't necessarily mean that it's like not genuine and that I'm not like proud of it or whatever, but you know, it definitely is not like, not every single like cover I do or whatever is something that I'm just like, oh my gosh, I've been so excited to share this with you guys. Like sometimes it does feel like an obligation, but I mean, who wants to like put a disclaimer on their video or it was like, yeah, I felt okay about this cover, like I like how it turned out, but it was kind of a pain in the butt and I really didn't want to do it in the first place. Nobody wants to see that. So it can just be a really hard balance to strike. And that's why I don't think that people intentionally lie on social media. And yes, you do have the occasional person that like just feels the need to completely air all of their dirty laundry out on Facebook. But I mean, for the most part, people are trying to put out the best like picture of themselves, right? So like the, you know, the best picture of their family and how wonderful their life is. And you know, it makes it all the more surprising sometimes when you find out like they're getting divorced or you know, it turns out that they've been really like struggling with some mental health stuff because people are so used to seeing just the good. I mean, it's even the same thing for like celebrity marriages where, you know, you have a couple that you like think that everything's so great and you're just like, oh my God, it's relationship goals, and then they split up. And you just have to remember, like, there's so much going on that we don't see. And I hope that people will start trying to pull back this veil of perfection so that we can actually all be like real, tangible people to each other. So I guess if I had to do like an in conclusion, I would just say the people that you look at and think like, gosh, I would give anything to have, you know, that kind of life, or, you know, everything in their life looks so perfect. Just know that there's stuff going on. Like, they're just not letting you in to see that. And there's nothing wrong with that because people don't need to share every like dark part of their lives. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't take it seriously when they do share a piece of that part of themselves with you. Everybody is susceptible to having struggles with mental health, and like, even if it's not a struggle with mental health, just having like a bad day. People are allowed to have a bad day. It's okay. You're human. If every day was perfect, it would be a Disney movie and people would hate you. Unless you had a beautiful singing voice and had like woodland animals following you around braiding your hair, then people might think that was pretty cool. And on that very deep and profound note, I will see you next time.